Behold, he cometh with clouds, and every eye shall see him, and they also which pierced him, and all kindreds of the earth shall wail because of him. Even so, amen. Yep. Once again, this is Ashawn coming at you once again from the Baltimore branch of GMS. First off, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahweh Shah, by Hashem Rakakwadash. I want to give double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. A peace and salutation to the elect. Now, I was I had came across which I believe some chariots, as you see on the screen, and I had took a couple pictures, because it was a couple lights flashing outside of my house or where I stay at, and so I looked out the window, and it was something unusual. At first the lights were changing colors, they were moving, and then I kind of like came to grips of kind of weeded everything out. Like, it ain't a plane, it ain't a helicopter, it ain't this and ain't that. So what else could it be? And then first thing come to mind is, look, hey, we waiting on our deliverance, and it might be, which I believe it could be a chariot. And I took a couple pictures and zoomed in, and what it looked to me is, it looks as if it's a man inside of the which I believe is a chariot of the Most High, because as you can see around the lights, in details, it looks like, it's an angel in there with white woolly hair going all around, and it seemed like his arm is like sticking out of the chariot, or it could be, could I don't know, but it's spectacular. And if it is a chariot, all praises to Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shah for allowing me to see it, you know. And I, told the fellow Akim about it, But this is our deliverance, and the Most High, He has, millions of vehicles, ranging from different sizes. Like the one, I believe Ezekiel saw, that one was like the size of, he thought it came out of the earth. It was so big, it was bigger than a mountain, And some of them are different sizes, like, because the Most High is the ultimate creator. So, they got different sizes, I believe, different models, Some of them smaller than the others. All of them are not going to be the same size, You got ones that probably the size of the earth and bigger, and some are just probably the size of a vehicle, like a modern car or a truck, But yeah, brothers, this is the close up. I took a couple pictures, but this is the clearest one that I could get that looks like the image of a man inside, And as you can see, if you look closely, I know it's kind of blurry, but if you look, it looked like the image of a head, and his hair is going all around, sort of like that. It almost looked like the picture of the angel that the brother had caught, that was on the field, on an actual football field. Well, he was sitting in a crowd, and he captured it, and he had white woolly hair going all around. Even the picture of Yahweh Shah looks sort of like how it looks right there, and it looks like he clearly has dark skin, like he's a black man, Yeah, that's. I mean, it's amazing, I'm lost for words. If because Esau, I talked it over with the brothers, and it could be, Esau has his ways of his tricks too up his sleeves, weather balloons and stuff like that. But I did a zoom in, and this don't look like no weather balloon to me. you know. So all praises to Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, you know, on that end. But I wanted to show you, brothers, you know, for edification. Let's get these scriptures. I'm gonna start with Second Kings. You know, this is Second Kings, chapter 2, verse 11. Because this is our deliverance, brothers. These are going to be the vehicles that get us up out of here, the chariots of the Lord. And it reads, and it came to pass, and they still went on and talked that, behold, there appeared a chariot of fire. You see, sometimes when you look up in the air, and sometimes you brothers, you got faith and all, and you're looking up, and a lot of times you looking at a chariot. You know, you just don't know it. You know, because the chariots, they take on different shapes and forms. Sometimes you just be looking at a light, and you're like, wow, this light look weird, and it just be moving in all different directions. Well, that might be a chariot, you know, because that's what followed us over in. I believe the apostles brought this out. That followed us over in Egypt, and they didn't have street lights back then when we were in the wilderness, and of course, it was a little light, dealing with the moonlight, because at nighttime the moonlight give off a lot of light at night. So that's but a lot of times the Lord said a greater light for the day and a smaller light for the night. A lot of times you can't really see that much at nighttime. The moonlight is bright, but not enough a lot of times at night. So that's the reason why we have street lights and street poles and red, lights, city lights, you know. But I believe down south it gets pitch dark, you know. The only thing you can see is the moonlight when it get dark down there, in the country. But you know, I'm a city boy, so. But reading on, it says, and horses of fire. Yeah, they take the appearance of fire. Like you might look at it and it might look like a ball of fire burning. That's a chariot. It reads, and parted them both asunder. And Elijah went up by a whirlwind into heaven. Imagine that. Imagine that, brothers. I mean, just to see that verb, just to see it happen. He went right up. Like he just standing there, and the Lord beamed him up. So that's exactly how we're gonna, Lord willing, we the elect, and we get beamed up. That's how we're gonna get delivered up out of here. And people gonna be looking like, what the hell? I'm using an old term. Where in the world? That's how people you know you got aunts and uncles and stuff. That's their terms. But yeah, he got beamed up, brothers. Let's go over to Second Kings. We was already in Second Kings. Let's get chapter 6. And I'm going to get verse 17. And it reads, and Elisha prayed and said, Lord, I pray thee, open his eyes up. This is Elisha talking. He said, open his eyes up that he may see. And the Lord opened his eyes, meaning, he was just looking at first, like, I believe that was his understudy, Elisha and Elijah. And the Lord opened his eyes. It says, and the Lord opened his eyes of the young man, right? And he saw, and behold, the mountain was full of horses and chariots of fire round about Elisha. Yeah, so these were because at first the Lord opened his spirit up. The Lord opened up, because a lot of times, we're in this how could I say it? We in this dimension, right? But we can't see the fourth, fifth, and all these other dimensions that the Most High, dwell in, and His angels and the spirit creatures. So it's things around us that we can't see. And the Lord opened up the young man's eyes so he could see it. And guess what he saw? He saw chariots all around. I'm sure he might have saw more than that. He might have saw demons. He might have saw angels. But this what the scripture says. He saw the mountain was full of horses and chariots. Yeah. So it was filled with, he looked up, and the Lord opened his spirit up, and he saw all the horses and chariots, you know? And this wasn't no actual horses and chariots. It was the so-called UFOs. We call them chariots, the IFOs, identified flying objects, because they do fly, you know? They do fly. And yeah, let's get Isaiah, because hey, this is an indication that we're trying to get up out of here. But it's all the Lord. It's all a wait on the Lord. You know, it's all up to His time. You know, because even Yahweh Shai don't know the specific hour. You know, the specific every last minute, that down to the the second. But He knows that it's close, and we know that it's close. You know, Lord willing, we are His men. We know it's real close. You know, we're gonna go to Isaiah. This is 66th chapter, and this is verse 15, and it reads, "For behold, the Lord will come with fire, and with His chariots like a whirlwind." And I understand where you say whirlwind, because in my other videos I told you about the time when this was a couple years back. I actually had the opportunity and a chance. All praise to Yahweh Shai for allowing me to see a chariot up close. Not it was. I would say it was about where I was standing at. It may have been about, I would say, 8 stories high. Yeah, and I could actually see the. That's how I could actually see the actual ship spinning. It was spinning like in slow motion, like a twirl. It would looked just like a wheel. But the actual ship, the Lord allowed me to see the actual ship, and I saw it in details on how the actual ship had windows on the side, and it was amazing, brother. And then it just cloaked out and cloaked back in, and that's how I know that they can just cloak out, and they could be right there, and you can't see them. Because when I saw it, it blinked out, it disappeared, and then it cloaked back in, and then it disappeared again. And that's, Esau seen him before, because he got him down to a T on his movies. It looked just like the vehicle that I saw looked just like how the chariots on Independence Day look. Maybe a little different, but same format. You know, just how those UFOs look on TV and on the movies. When and it ain't. Only thing is, it ain't no aliens in them. You know, an alien just means foreign, so foreigner. So the angels are foreign, but they're spirit, But the angels in them, the angels are men, big black men, you know, with full beards and hair and all that, It describes it in the scriptures. When you brothers get free time, it's in a chapter. It's in the book of Ezekiel. You want to read about the angels, but reading on, it says, and with his chariots like a whirlwind, meaning it be spinning, and it could mean that, hey, sometimes they in cause a whirlwind, So to render his anger with fury and his rebuke with flames of fire. So the Lord going to be shoot. What is a flame of fire? A laser beam. So the Lord going to be shooting laser beams at people and balls of, fire, like zapping people. That's what a flame of fire is. Yeah. So this is real. I can go down to verse 6. For by fire and by his sword will the Lord plead with all flesh. Yeah, everybody. And the slain of the Lord shall be many. Yeah, so he going to kill a lot of people. A lot of people going to be put to death. And let's go over at Psalms, because this going to go a little bit in depth about the laser beams. So let's get Psalms, and we're gonna go with 104th. Damn, Salaki. Psalms 104. Here we go. And yeah, we're gonna go with Psalms chapter 104, and we're gonna go with verse 3. And it reads, "Who layeth the beams of his chambers in the waters? Who maketh the clouds his chariots? Who walk upon the wings of the wind?" Yeah. Verse 4. Who maketh his angels spirits? Didn't I just say that? The angels are spirits. His minister of flaming fire. Yeah. So a flaming fire. Those laser beams. A flame of fire. I know you guys saw a flame of fire before. Concentrated energy. Let's go over at Jeremiah. Because Jeremiah, he was, that's a good book to read. All of them are good books, but Jeremiah, he got pissed at Israel. Let's go over at verse 3. It reads, "For thus saith the Lord to the men of Judah and Jerusalem, break up your fallow ground and sow not among thorns." Is this it? Yeah. For thus saith the Lord. All right, circumcise yourself to the Lord and take away. All right, that's not it. All right, Salaki. I meant to get Zechariah. And we're going to go with verse 6. And Zechariah looked it up. Okay, let's just read it. Let's start it. I can start it. Let's start at 1. This is Zechariah 6 verses 1. And it reads, "And I turned and looked." Salaki. Zechariah 6 and 1. "And I turned and lifted up mine eyes and looked, and behold, there came 4 chariots out from between 2 mountains, and the mountains were mountains of brass." See, the 2 chariots came out of one chariot, one great big mountain of chariot. You know how sometimes you might see a light and another light come out of it, and another light. That's chariots coming out of another chariot. And I heard that brothers actually witnessed this. That certain chariots that look like they spread apart. But you only see the light part of it. Verse 2, it reads, "In the first chariot were red horses, and in the second chariot black horses." Verse 3, "And in the third chariot white horses, and in the fourth chariot grizzled and bay horses. Then I answered and said unto the angel that talked with me, What are these, my Lord?" Verse 5, "And the angel said unto me, These are the 4 spirits of heaven which go forth from standing before the Lord of all the earth." I could read verse 6. The black, it goes into that, but basically, Zechariah saw the chariots and he saw the angels, So that's our deliverance. That's our deliverance, and that's a great thing. I'm gonna get asked because before I close out, I'm gonna let you brothers know on how the Lord is gonna return, how He left and how He returned. This is Acts chapter 1. I'm gonna start at. I can start at verse 9. It says, verse 9. Yep. It says, and when he had spoken these things while they beheld, and it's talking about the Lord Yahweh Shai when he was about to go back to the spirit world. It says, while they beheld, he was taken up, and a cloud received him out of their sight. You see that? He was taken up. He was beamed up. The chariot beamed him up. Right before him, you know. Verse 10, and while they looked steadfastly towards heaven, as he went up, behold, two men stood by them in white apparel. That was the angel. While he went up, so imagine this. Picture it in your head. Peter, and I believe James was with him. Don't I know it was two apostles with him, and the Lord got beamed up, and they were just standing there and like, oh, they were just looking up. I would have been too, you know. And the two angels were standing right there while he went up into that chariot. Now I'm reading verse 11. Verse 11 reads, which also said, ye men of Galilee, why stand ye gazing up into heaven? So the angels were looking at them, Peter and them, like, why y'all stand up? And they probably was in a awe situation, like, wow. Reading on, this same Yahweh Shai is taken up from you into heaven, shall so come in like manner as ye have seen him go into heaven. So they saying the same way you saw him go up, the same way he gonna return. The same way he went up, the same way he's coming back. So while you looking at him, the angels were, basically like, hey, why, just being Jake. The angels are Jakes. They were like, why y'all standing? Why y'all looking at him? You know how Jake talked. And this clearly how the angel said it too. So they spoke, probably was speaking in most, of course they were speaking in Hebrew. They talked like Jakes. They like, why y'all sitting up? Why y'all staring at him? The same way he leaving is the same way he coming back. And that's something that a Jake could say. Like you might be staring there looking. He like, why you looking at that? The same way the Lord went up, the same way he coming back, being a little sarcastic, It says, then returned they unto Jerusalem from the mount called Olivet, which is from Jerusalem, a Sabbath day. Yeah, so basically they went back, but they was in awe. They looked at them like, wow. The angel said, hey, why y'all looking at Yahweh Shai like that? And they probably was like stuck, like stuck. And the Lord said, the same way he's leaving is the same way he coming back. But I hope this was edifying, brothers. Let's take another look at the chariot. Yeah, that does look like an angel. And that looked like a smaller chariot. They come in different sizes. That could be just a smaller chariot. I know it was a couple times before I was watching. It was this Edomite looking guy. He said he saw the chariots. And he said, I guess he was a scientist or something. And he said, I saw the chariot and it had steps in it. And he said, big black men came out. And the lady was like, black? What you mean black? He was like, black, like really black. So the angels are black, like dark skin. And then he was like, I believe she was like, how tall are they? And he was like, well, about 7 feet, saying that they were tall. I'm sure he didn't go up to him and take a ruler and measure them, but in other words, they were tall. in appearance. So when he saw, they could have, so in reality, it could have been like 8, 9, 10 feet. Because when you look at a person from a distance, you can't really, if you look at them from a distance and they look tall, they really tall. So when he looked at them from a distance and he can tell that they were probably about 7 feet, they might have been a little bit more. They might have been like 8 or 9 feet, and 7 feet all the way to range from 7 feet to 9, 10, 12 feet tall, you know. But that's all I got for the Akim, you know. I'm gonna give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh Bashem, Yahweh Shah, Bahashem Rakah Kodash. Till again, Shalom.